Welcome everyone to my channel. Today I'll be doing a short review about a USB charger for gadgets. The stated power is about 15 watts, the output voltage is 5 volts, and the maximum current is 3 amps. The charger looks nice, is small, and the case is made of smooth plastic. The front panel has 3 USB ports and a display. The plastic is broken in this area. I ordered the charger from AliExpress. It arrived damaged. I'll test it now and show you how it works. When a load is connected, the display also shows the current in addition to the voltage. It currently shows 2 amps, but that reading is incorrect. The maximum current my phone draws is only 1 amp. Next, I decided to disassemble the charger, see how it works, and, if possible, adjust the ammeter. To disassemble the charger housing, I used a utility knife to cut around the perimeter of the back panel. After that, it came out easily. There are no latches and are held in place only by glue. This circuit board is located inside. There are few components on the top and bottom. There's still a lot of empty space left in the charger housing. On the high voltage side, after the diode bridge, a 6.8 microfarad, 400 volt capacitor is installed. For a power supply of this power, this is very low. Its capacitance needs to be 2 to 3 times larger. The second large capacitor is installed on the low voltage side. Its capacitance is more acceptable at 680 microfarads and 10 volts. Fortunately, it's unusual, with low internal resistance. It's designed for operation at high frequencies and can supply very high load currents. The LED display is a separate board. On its back is a microcircuit that controls the display, ammeter, and voltmeter. For a budget-friendly charger, the transformer installed here is impressive. Given its size, it should easily deliver 15 watts. The bottom of the board contains many different components. All are SMD. A diode bridge, small resistors, capacitors, diodes, a PWM chip, and a power diode on the low voltage side. The PWM chip is housed in an SOP8 package marked C0916. There's no information about it online. It's possible, of course, that there were other markings on the package, but they were deliberately removed. The current from the transformer's secondary winding is rectified by an unusual diode, a small synchronous rectifier. The housing is marked 45R20P, but the actual marking is a bit longer. More accurately, it's not even a diode, but an entire integrated circuit. According to the datasheet, it contains a powerful N-channel field effect transistor and a control circuit. The transistor opens and closes synchronously with the pulses coming from the transformer's secondary winding. Its drain/source junction resistance is only 20 milliohms. Compared to a conventional diode, it will have lower voltage losses and therefore run cooler. And all the useful power will be delivered to the load. The diagram in the datasheet shows how it is connected. From the transformer, the current first passes through the load and then into the microcircuit. All 3 USB ports are soldered in parallel. Only positive and negative voltages are applied to their contacts, and the middle contacts D+ and D are not used. Therefore, fast charging is out of the question here. Resistor R8 is a shunt. Its resistance is only 0.5 ohms. The ammeter measures the voltage drop across it. By the way, there are no voltage stabilizing elements here. Zener diodes, optocouplers, and other components related to feedback are not installed here. Next, I connected two multimeters to the power supply. The first will show the current consumed by the load, and the second will show the voltage of the charger being tested. Behind the scenes, I connected an electronic load. I will use this to load the power supply. I gradually increase the load, and the current begins to rise. Now it's 150 milliamps. Note that the charger now only shows 5.2 volts. When the current approached 400 milliamps, the charger display also began to show the current consumed. True, it shows almost 3 times as much. Now the multimeter shows 1 amp, but the charge is just over 2. As the load increases, the voltage begins to drop gradually. When the current is 2 amps, the charge is already showing 3.5. Also note that the charger is displaying the wrong voltage. The multimeter is now showing 4.8 volts, but the charger is showing 5.2. I'll disconnect the tester probe for now. After the shunt, the voltage is also 4.8. And before the shunt, it's 4.9. This means the voltage drop across the shunt is 10 millivolts. I'll reconnect the probe and increase the load again. When the current exceeded 2.1 amperes, the voltage dropped sharply. It turns out that this charger can't deliver the promised 5 volts 3 amperes. If I increase the load further, the current no longer increases, and the voltage drops lower and lower. Then the display on the charger itself turns off. After I reduced the load, the voltage on the charger recovered, but the display still didn't work. Only after I unplugged the charger and plugged it back in did the display come back to life. During testing at maximum load, I noticed that the transformer was getting very hot. The windings start to heat up first, and only then is the heat transferred to the core. I decided to rewind the transformer with thicker wire. The windings will run cooler and the efficiency of the power supply will increase. The core here is quite decently sized, but they clearly skimped on the winding thickness. This certainly didn't impair the transformer's performance. But when the wires heat up, it means unwanted losses appear. As you can see, there's still room on the transformer frame so you can wind more wire. Just in case, before disassembling the transformer, I measured the inductance of the primary winding. After rewinding, it needs to be checked again. Then I burned the core with a soldering iron and separated it. Then I unwound all the windings, counting how many turns each had. The secondary winding is made of thin 3-strand wire, but there's still room. When all the windings were removed, I took the extra wires and rewrapped them on the frame. I made the primary winding with 2-core wire, making it twice as thick. I wound the secondary winding with 4-core wire, but with a larger cross-section, and left the microcircuit's power supply winding unchanged. As a result, all the free space in the transformer was occupied. Now let's talk about the ammeter. More precisely, not about it, but about the shunt across which it measures the voltage drop. I soldered a couple of low-impedance resistors in parallel with this shunt to reduce its resistance. I adjusted them so that the readings on the multimeter and the charger matched. When the multimeter showed 2 amps, the charger showed the same. But when I reduced the load and the current dropped, the readings began to diverge wildly. The multimeter showed 1.5 amps, but the charger showed 1. And then it got even worse. When the load consumed 1 amp, the charger showed nothing at all except voltage. Realizing that the problem wasn't with the shunt, but with the ammeter itself, I gave up trying to adjust it. Regarding the defective charger, the ammeter shows incorrectly, and there's no fast charging support. I opened a dispute on AliExpress and got my money back. I'll leave a link to it in the description. The charger, while inexpensive, is generally not recommended for purchase. That's all for today. Bye, everyone.